God is good all the time. Welcome, good friends, to 3 Minutes with Father Al. In the ancient world, being a judge was considered a great honor, and there were two special Hebrew words that described the virtues of a judge: mishpat and tzedakah, human justice and divine justice. So, a judge was expected to be a person of great character. But notice how Luke describes the judge in this weekend's gospel. He was a ne'er-do-well. He feared neither God nor man. He was a judge of bad character. Very important point for the parable. Now, this widow approached him, and a widow had very, very little social standing in the ancient world. And she says to the judge, "Settle my case against my adversary." The judge doesn't care. He probably just ignored her with the silent treatment. But every day she would come, "Settle my case, settle my case, settle my case." And after a while, the judge says to himself, "Man, oh man, I'm needing more Tylenol for the headache this woman is giving me. So I'm going to settle her case in her favor, not because I care less, not because of justice, but because she's a pain in the neck." And Jesus praises the persistence of the widow. And he says, if this lousy judge would settle the case of the widow fairly, how much more would God settle your case fairly, given that God is ultimately good, ultimately just? And then at the very end of the parable, Jesus makes a connection between faith and persistence. Very interesting point. From my own experience, I know that God doesn't always answer my prayers according to my timeline. But looking back at my life, those places of patient, sometimes impatient waiting, help me to grow in faith, recognizing that waiting is part of God's vocabulary of faith. My friends, be persistent and contemplate the goodness of God, who truly provides all that we need. God bless you, and see you in church.